Hi, I'm George from Delta Hydrofoil, and I'm making a video to show you guys how to properly adjust the stabilizer angle on your hydrofoil. In order to do that, the first thing you need is to be able to establish what that angle is. And the best and most accurate way is to buy a couple of tools off of Amazon, do a little bit of modification, and then you'll have very precise measurement of how to do it. So the first thing you need is a caliper, and a steel caliper is necessary. You can get these on Amazon. It's called an electronic digital caliper. You don't want to buy the cheap plastic ones. They're not rigid enough for what we're going to do. You might be able to get one of these at Harbor Freight too, but once again, make sure you get one that's metal. The second thing you're going to need is a Wixley or Wixie digital angle gauge. On this, I would not recommend you getting any other brand than the Wixie. The ones that they sell at Harbor Freight for very low cost don't work. They're not accurate enough for what we're going to do. So what you need to do with this is a slight modification. Inside of these jaws, you're going to need to create some notches that are going to fit on the leading and trailing edge of your wing and your stabilizer. So you can take the edge of a square file, or you can buy a triangular file, and that you can also buy at Amazon at the same time, and we'll give you some links on what you should get. And you take this, and about 1/4 of an inch or 3/8 of an inch away from the tip of the jaw at a 45-degree angle, you just file away. You can put this in a vise to hold it steady if you have one, and create a V-shaped notch that it doesn't even matter if they don't line up perfectly, because we're going to zero out the angle gauge. Once you have this notch, you can then take this caliper, apply it to your wing so that the leading and trailing edge fit into the V notches you cut with the file. And now you can take the Wixie, and it has magnets on the bottom, and put it on the end of the caliper. At that point, you can turn the Wixie on, and you need to hold the caliper closed with your fingers like that, and then you zero it out. So now the Wixie reads 0, and that's the measurement of this angle, the angle of the front wing. Then you can take the Wixie and move it to the stabilizer. Once again, put the leading and trailing edge inside the caliper, lock it with your fingers, and now on the Wixie you'll see the angle relative to your wing that your stabilizer is. In this case, it's 2.0. So we know that the stabilizer has an angle of attack of 2 degrees with respect to the wing. Typical measurements for this angle on a spots hydrofoil would be around 3.8 to 4.2 degrees, 4 degrees being kind of the sweet spot. On a sword too, it might be somewhat lower, it might be 2 degrees. And this can be adjusted by feel. If you have too much stabilizer angle, say you have 5 degrees, 6 degrees, you're going to get a lot of front foot pressure, and the foil will feel incredibly stable but very sluggish and unresponsive, and the nose will just be climbing all the time. You'll have to push down with your front foot, and you'll feel that especially when you're trying to go fast downwind. If you don't have enough stabilizer angle, say you have 1 degree of stabilizer angle, what you're going to find is that the board just isn't, the foil's not stable, that you need to make constant adjustments to the trim of the foil, and you end up porpoising, going up and down a lot. You can teach yourself how to ride a foil like that, but it's certainly not the way you want to ride. Once you have your stabilizer angle adjusted to an appropriate angle, at that point you want to test ride your foil, and you want to set up your straps so that you have equal pressure in both feet, going upwind and downwind. Generally, the middle of your stance should be approximately 5 inches forward of the front screw of your foil. That's what will work on a Delta or a Spots. A sword might be slightly different, but you should still be in the ballpark. And that's all there is to it. All right, good luck and happy foiling.